Hello, leader. You can have the best systems, the best product, and the most talented team members. But if they don't trust you, they won't stay for long. In this episode, let's uncover the small, seemingly harmless habits that slowly chip away at your credibility as a leader. The good news? Every one of them is fixable. So stay with me to find out which ones you might be doing and what to do instead. Welcome to the Stacking Your Team podcast, smart leadership for women who mean business. If you're a woman who owns an established business with a team of 5 or more, and you're ready to lead with more confidence, clarity, and impact, you're in the right place. I'm your host, Shelli Warren. Each episode delivers practical strategies to help you build a high-performing team and become the leader your business needs next. Let's get started with this reminder. The team that got you here may not be the team that will get you there. Let's be honest, leadership isn't just about big decisions. It's about the small daily moments that either strengthen trust or quietly sabotage it. You may not even realize you're doing it, but these habits have a cumulative effect. And once your team starts questioning your intentions or feeling unimportant, it's hard to regain that ground. Now, I'm raising my hand here because I'm guilty of every one of these bad habits. And I've worked hard to keep myself in check to stop it. And you can too. Now, you might think some of these are overkill, but I can assure you that people appreciate them. They also notice it when these micro habits are no longer creating a barrier to how they feel about being connected to you. So let's walk through these habits that need to end today. And I'll also share with you what you can do instead if you truly want your team to trust you and if you want to grow your reputation as a leader. After all, leadership is all about influence, and we start by building relationships. Okay, here we go. Bad habit number 1, leaving a video call before your team. So why does this break trust? Well, when you log off before everyone else does, it signals that your time is more important than theirs. And it leaves an impression, albeit subtle, but lasting, that you're disengaged or simply done with them. So here's what you can do instead. Be the last to leave. Even by just a few seconds, it gives your team the opportunity to say something candid or simply feel like you're there for them. Leadership is presence, and sometimes it's as simple as staying on the call to the very end. Here's bad habit number 2, skipping the human moments. So why does that break trust? Well, when you dive straight into business all the time, it can make your team feel like they're just a tool to get the job done. That lack of personal connection leads to them stepping back, quietly disconnecting and disengaging from you. So here's what you can do instead. Start every video call or in-person interaction with a few moments of genuine interest. Ask how their weekend went. Congratulate them on their kid's graduation. Know their dog's name. This is not fluff. It's connection. It's your team feeling like you see them as more than an ID badge number or payroll number. And connection fuels that trust. So here's bad habit number 3. Not extending everyday courtesies. So why does that break trust? Well, small acts of leadership like holding the door or offering the best seat, handing a drink to someone says, I see you and you matter to me. Skipping these can make you seem entitled or self-important or above your team. So here's what you can do instead. Be the one that holds the door. Let them sit first. Ask them if they want a coffee refill. These micro moments model respect, humility, and care for others. When your team feels respected, they'll give you their trust in return. All right, we're on a roll. Let's keep going. Here's bad habit number 4. Referring to your team as a tribe or squad or some other slang. So why does this break trust? Well, it may sound endearing, but not everyone relates to being called a posse, squad, crew, gang, or tribe. These words can feel trendy, cliquey, casual, and even culturally insensitive to some people. And they water down professionalism in your workplace. So here's what you can do instead. Call them what they are, a team. It's a powerful word. It acknowledges their role, their contribution, and their collective purpose. Every person wants to feel like they belong, and using their individual names and referring to them as a team reinforces that they do belong. And let's not forget, when people are treated like professionals, they rise to act like professionals. Here's bad habit number 5, forgetting basic manners. Now, why does this break trust? Well, when leaders stop saying hello, thank you, or goodbye, they unknowingly create a cold and transactional culture. Your team will begin to feel invisible. I once worked with a leader who would walk right past anyone, never saying hello, not even a nod, and certainly no eye contact. To say that she was disliked would be an understatement. So here's what you can do instead. Use these simple words often and sincerely. Greet people. Thank them for their effort. Acknowledge their presence when they leave. Trust isn't built through grand gestures. It's built in the consistent, everyday decency that makes people feel respected and valued. Here's habit number 6. Glancing at your phone or laptop during conversations. This is a doozy. Even a quick peek breaks eye contact and sends a clear message. Hey, this screen matters more than you right now. Whether you're checking Slack, glancing at emails, or multitasking, your team notices and they remember how it made them feel. So here's how you can flip the trust building. Close the laptop. Turn your phone over so that you can't see the notifications popping up. Or better yet, put the phone away. When someone is speaking to you, especially in a one-to-one or a team meeting, be fully present. The simple habit of pushing your devices away from you says to your team, you matter. I'm so glad you're here and I'm listening. That presence builds trust faster than any motivational speech ever will. Okay, here's bad habit number 7, being consistently late. So here's why that breaks trust. It signals that your time is more important than theirs. And repeated lateness creates resentment and lowers expectations for everyone. It's even worse when your arrival is loud and disruptive, and then you boldly say, hey, what did I miss? Expecting the team to give you a recap. No, this screams entitlement. One of my former leaders back in corporate was infamous for being late, essentially because he was always double and triple booked. He was the poster child for bad time management. And in all honesty, he was not great at delegating and felt the need to attend every single meeting he was ever invited to. You guessed it. It was important for him to be in the know of everything, and proximity was important to him too. Being invited and being included far outweighed how his team felt about him consistently being late. So here's what you can do instead. Be on time, or better yet, be early. It sets a standard and shows respect for everyone's schedule. I reinforced with my teams over and over again that being on time was being late, and held people accountable to arriving for work, to the airport, or to the meeting early. Here's bad habit number 8, referring to inside jokes. Now, here's how this can break trust. What feels funny to one person may feel like a jab to another. Inside jokes can create a feeling of exclusion. It might be great to those who are included, but this looks like favoritism, clickiness, and it can alienate others quickly when you quip. Well, you had to be there. Or sometimes people will say, if you know, you know. So here's what to do instead. Keep your humor inclusive. Use it to build bridges, not walls. Create a culture where laughter brings people together and explain the backstory of your stories to those who may not be familiar. Here's an example. You could say something like, okay, here's a quick backstory. This happened at the retreat last year when the projector fell mid-presentation. And then laugh with them, not around them. Here's bad habit number 9. Teasing or using sarcasm that stings. Now, here's how this breaks trust. Playfully teasing someone for always being last to turn in their report may seem harmless, but if others laugh and that person goes quiet, it could have landed wrong. Even light teasing can feel like public shaming. Or saying things like, well, that went perfectly, just like last time, in a sarcastic tone might get a laugh from some, but it undermines trust and safety, especially for newer team members or those who don't think you're funny at all. So here's what to do instead. Use private conversations for playful feedback and keep public comments focused on contributions. So saying things like, I know we joke about Jason being last with his reports, but honestly, when his does come in, they're always rock solid, and we appreciate that. Now, if you must use sarcasm, be sure it doesn't punch down. Better yet, just replace it with self-deprecating humor. Here's an example. Oh my gosh, I probably jinxed us when I said it would go smoothly. Classic move on my part. And here's the last habit that I'll share with you today. And it's one that teams continue to complain about. Only showing up to give feedback when something's wrong. Now, here's why this bad habit breaks trust. If the only time your team sees you or hears from you is to correct them, they'll start to brace for impact every time you speak. If you've ever had a leader that did this to you, you know what it's like to get that text or Slack message or even an alert from a team member that says, oh my gosh, they're headed your way. So here's what to do instead. Balance your feedback. Praise what's going well and give constructive input early and often. Make it normal to offer comments, suggestions, praise, host celebrations, and acknowledgement of when things are on track and when things are beginning to get off track. The minute people are afraid of what you're going to say, they'll begin to plan their exit. So to wrap up, as you were listening to these bad habits that break trust, you likely had images of people pop into your head. People who frustrate you because they often act that way. You likely have lost not only trust for them, but respect too. As you were listening, you may have recognized yourself, noticing that you are guilty of some of these bad habits too. And we know that the best leaders, well, they're not perfect, but they are intentional. These small moments are your workplace culture. They're the heartbeat of trust that will resonate right across your team, including your remote teams. So here's your challenge. Pick just one of these bad habits that I share with you today to flip this week. It doesn't take grand gestures to lead well, but it does take daily care. It takes consistency, and before you know it, you'll have made some significant adjustments in how you lead. And people are going to notice it, and they're going to appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in to the Stacking Your Team podcast, Smart Leadership for Women Who Mean Business. If today's episode helped you see your leadership in a new way, I'd love to hear about it. Come connect with me on Instagram where I'm at Stacking Your Team, and tell me, what are you working on in your business right now? If you're ready to go further than this podcast, check out the Leadership Lab. It's my high-touch coaching experience designed for women leading a growing team. We're welcoming new members right now. You'll find all the details on the Stacking Your Team website. Now, if you're tuning into this podcast because you work somewhere and you're wanting to develop your leadership skills, I invite you to start following our sister company, Thousand Islands Leadership Consulting. Check us out on Instagram or LinkedIn for unbiased career guidance designed to help ambitious people have a bigger impact, get promoted, and live a better life. So until next time, let's do less managing and more leading by making space to lead and letting go of the rest.